Okay, these are our egglets, and I don't know if you can tell, but in Ohio right now, Northeast Ohio, we've had an unusually warm and dry springtime here. And what's happening is, because these are in their little egg cartons, the soil they're in is getting too hot and it's making them wither. So what we're going to do is we're going to transplant them over here. Now, earlier today, and as you saw in the video, I was loosening all this up. I mixed in with it ashes from a recent fire, some potting soil and some other stuff, mix it in. I mean, it's nice and loose. And so what we're going to do is put these little guys in here somehow in order to save them from, the heat and the drought at the moment. So stay tuned. Okay, so we've put the egglets in the ground here. You can barely see them, but there's the onions. And then going this way, we can see the little planted peppers here. And then going into the tomatoes in the ground now. And then of course there's still some of these guys, the sweet potatoes. And there and there and up there that we planted earlier. But yeah, it's just too hot for these guys in the egg cartons. We got to put them in the ground. So see if they survive. The plants, formerly known as egglets, are all right here now, planted along with the sweet potatoes. And had to do it because we've been having a bit of a warm spell now. And being in the egg containers, it was just getting too hot for them. They was cooking the roots, but they're looking pretty good now. Here's the tomato egglets here. And all of them guys is here. And then of course you got some pepper action here. Little pepper guys, and then various onions, if you can see little tufts of onions there. Yep. So let's see if these guys thrive. And we can see coming into the garden, there's our chard. It's been growing pretty well. And there's Mr. and Mrs. Zucchini, also growing pretty good. Been watering them every night because we've been having a dry spell. But there's the peppers. We cut the very tops of them off a couple of days ago. Supposedly this is to help them to grow out as opposed to straight up. Onions, of course, are being onions. And they're onion-esque right there. Now, in case you're wondering, it wasn't this guy. It wasn't this guy. It was this guy right here. He's the one. I know for a fact that he went, I am Groot. I mean, I know it. He did it. I heard him, but the rest of them, hey, they're all hanging in there. So I mean, we're starting to see little flowers here and there. He's trying to bud on the tomatoes. We've already seen some peppers. That's why I clipped them. So let's see how she grows. So we've got a bit of sunshine here, but it's been raining for the last few days. But oh, we needed it. These are the egglets, as we call them. And as you can see, this is the tomato side here. And I mean, look at them. It's like they're all crowded together. They're all vying for dominance, and they're willing to kill themselves to accomplish it. Gosh, sounds like the upcoming presidential election. But in any case, what we're going to do is we're going to, I'm going to thin these out a little bit, but Tony doesn't want to thin them out. I'm going to leave the onions alone because, I mean, let's face it, they're onions. But here's what we're going to do with them. Now, over here on the far side of the various Groots, yeah, 89 times I've heard that, is where I'm going to go ahead and put most of these tomatoes and peppers. Is just right along here. I'll let them use the chain link fence. We don't have lawn here. Should have good sunlight now that the whole area here has been cleared out. Yeah, this was a project. All that old busted fence, all the stumps. Yeah, I cut that one down too. Okay, so let's get to moving some egglets. So here's the next step, is to dig up this dirt here. Now this dirt right here needs to be very nice and digged up and loosened up for the egglets And so all along here, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this ready for these little guys. I hope. Okay, stay tuned, more to come. All right, so what we're gonna do now is I'm going to kind of dig a little bit around this guy, these little baby Groots. I think this makes it the 90th time, doesn't it? There's a bunch of them in here. And what I'm gonna try to do is get under them like this. Okay, and I wanna separate them because there's a bunch of them in here. That guy right there seems to be the biggest one, him. So let's see if I can safely extract these guys from the big Groot. Oh boy, they are not liking this at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put big Groot back. Okay, all right. Are you all right? Okay, I hope you're okay, buddy. All right? Say it. I am Groot. Okay, he's all right. Now let's see what we can do with these guys. Not a whole lot of roots came with these. This one has very little. This one, there's a little one here. There's this one, not much there. And then there's this guy. This guy's got a lot. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put him right here. Okay. Because he's got some root ball to him. And you know what? I'm not convinced any of these three. You know what? I'm just going to keep them together and just stick them right here. Because I really don't have much hope for them, but let them try. Okay. All right. And we're going to step and repeat this throughout all the egglets here until it's a little more thinned out and give them more space. All right. That's what we're doing. Okay. So we thinned these out. Some of them didn't need it. Some did. And the peppers really didn't need it too much, but the tomatoes did. So this is the ones that we've left behind, and here's the ones that we've moved. So now along here we've put some of the transplanted egglets. So now we've got egglets in multiple locations, and just put them in. Now we're just gonna give them some water and see if they can root up like the other ones. We'll see. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen, and as you can see, I've got some eggs boiling here. They're getting done. I've got some bacon and some ham, and here's some of the chard from the garden, and there's a bag there of chives that we've cut off from various onions in the back. So I'm about to have my first meal that is at least partially prepared from the garden. Let's see how this goes. I'll admit I'm pretty much a carnivore, but nonetheless this is a salad made with the chard and chives from our garden and added with some various pig and cheese and blue cheese dressing, and yeah, this is totally unhealthy now, but that's exactly how I like a salad. I don't want to eat it because it's healthy. I want to eat it because I like it. Thank you. End of discussion.